Right, good morning YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host TKK. Sony A95K and why it doesn't need 4 HDMI 2.1 ports. I went to bed with this topic on my mind. This is actually a script I was working on, writing some bullet points for talking points to have this discussion because I try to be one that can see the side of scenario for every person, myself included. Obviously, I'm going to think about myself first. When I purchase my TVs, I'm going to be extremely selfish and I want everything. And so based on the discussion board that we had yesterday, the second video I had posted, if you guys didn't see it, I'll put it in the description of this one. You know, some good talking points around, you know, features that you feel like you're paying more or less money for. So what I thought about and how I was trying to script a video, which I'm not shooting, I ended up deciding to just have the sit down talk because I think these do really well. I think that I want to just talk to you guys about like my perspective as to why you don't really need 4 HDMI 2.1 ports. Now, before I even go into this, let me just tell you guys that I'm not saying that we shouldn't have 4. I think we need 5, honestly. I think there needs to be 4 HDMI 2.1 ports with 1 2.0 port. And it's just because there are still a ton of receivers that don't have HDMI 2.1 or can't do 8K. But at the same time, I understand that there's going to be that one that passes through because there's a ton of receivers that do at least have 1 in and out 2.1 8K port. But with that being said, when I think about the realization and how I real time utilize my TV sets, I'm not really utilizing them in that way. So let's just think about it like this. I'm sitting in front of the Alpha 90K. This is a 48 class Sony TV, Master Series, brilliant picture. I'm loving it. I'm using one port, which has the RTX 3090 Ti graphics card. That's it. That's literally all I'm using on this particular setup. For a sound system, I have the Logitech G560 gaming speakers. They're connected via digital optical to this gaming PC. That's how I'm getting my sound system. That's it. The TV is absolutely muted, and so I don't need any extra pass-throughs or anything else. So that's one user case. Another user case is my 77-inch LG C1 OLED. It has 4 HDMI 2.1 ports. I am currently using 2 2.1 ports, one for an Xbox Series X, one for an RTX 3080 Ti server build. So the computer acts as my server as well as my gaming PC out there in that area. I'm using an HDMI 2.0 port pass-through for my Sony HD 1080 receiver. It's a 7.2, really good receiver. I like it. I like it a lot. It doesn't have any acceptance of 2.1 or output of 2.1, so it's a 2.0. And so one of the 2.1 ports is being used for that. And this is exactly what I was saying in the earlier part of this video, where if we had a 5th one and it was just like a legacy port, let's just call it a legacy port, in a perfect world, that would be fantastic because I'd be able to just pass through audio to a receiver without using digital optical. I'm still getting all the eARC functionalities by having it decode and give me the proper audio signals and the power on and the power off and the volume up and the volume down, but I'm not utilizing one of those 4 ports that I have for HDMI 2.1. I don't have a PlayStation 5 on my 77C1, and there are no other platforms that I would use that would take advantage of 2.1. So in reality, all I need is 2. And if I had a receiver that was 2.1, in reality, all I would need is 3, not 4. So again, there's a good point there. Now, that does change a little bit if I had a PlayStation 5. Yeah, I would definitely need an extra port, but I don't. When I also think about my C2 55 class, right now I have it positioned in a place where kids are using it. We have a PlayStation 5, we have an Xbox Series X, and that's it. That TV also has 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, only 2 of them being utilized. I have a Logitech audio system that I did feature on the channel. It's a stereo system, sounds pretty good. I have the optical from that subwoofer and that system going directly to the TV, and that's how I'm getting my audio through all different signals. I don't need but 2 ports there. I don't have an immersive system, a sound bar, or, you know, a 5.1 or 5.2 or anything like that. It's just kids are playing the game, and most of the time they're not even using the system. They turn it off and just let the audio system from the actual TV speakers rock. When I go up to another TV of mine, we've got the 55-inch S95B from Samsung. It has 4 HDMI 2.1 ports. I've got a Ryzen 9 5000 series with an RTX 3090 build put together for that system. It's the only device that is literally connected to that, and it's using that one HDMI 2.1. So I've got 3 just sitting idle where I'm doing nothing. Lastly, let's talk about the bedroom TV, C9 OLED. First, to give you what you needed in 2019, came out with the 4 HDMI 2.1 ports when there wasn't even a device that could utilize that. There wasn't an Xbox Series X, there wasn't a PlayStation 5, but the TV gave us the ports. We have the ports on the TV, but we didn't have the devices. Future proof. Yeah, that's what we pay for. We want that. We want the innovation, definitely. However, it's a bedroom TV. The A95K is going to replace it, and right now I have nothing but a Fire Stick plugged up to it. A device that is HDMI 2.0, that does Dolby Vision, HDR, all of that jazz, but I'm not utilizing any of the fancy ports that the TV had before any other devices that were manufactured and available for retail sale were made to use those ports, right? So I want to know what you guys think, man. You know, why do you feel like you need 4 ports? And again, I will say, I'm not saying that we shouldn't have it, but are we saying that we should have 4 ports on the Sony right now because other manufacturers are doing it? Is it a discussion of one should do it because the others have it as a standard? I feel like if we go down that rabbit hole, then we should be upset if all manufacturers don't provide Dolby Vision for gaming and movies. I feel like we all should have that issue if every company doesn't provide exactly the same level of input latency. There's going to be pros and there's going to be cons. There's going to be some things that we're going to be able to live with and some things we're not going to be able to live with. This video, in large part, I wanted to manufacture because I see a lot of comments where people are just like, the 4 HDMI ports being 2.1 are just a deal breaker for them with the A95K, and that's totally fine. I'm not here to tell anybody that they need to buy any TV, much less the most expensive quantum dot that's about to come out in a week or so. It's just that I like to hear more dialogue, more reasons why. If it comes down to it just being affordability and you don't see the value, then that's totally fine. I think that with TVs, like a lot of other things, people will talk themselves out of wanting something, and I feel like they need to ventilate that. They need to give that energy off, right? That reasoning off, because sometimes when you speak things into existence, you start to believe them more. It's true. This is 100% true, man. You know, manifesting and speaking things to existence is a real life thing. And so, yeah, it tickles me. But yeah, let's have a conversation. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I appreciate the support. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Go ahead and make sure you subscribe before you get up out of here. Hit that like button. If you ain't liked the video, let me know what I could have did different. If you did like it, hey man, let me know. And then I'll make sure I keep doing this type of stuff going forward. Catch you guys on the next one. Max love.